In this video, I'm sharing 5 brutal truths about being a business owner that you won't see in motivational speeches or posts. If you're looking to start a business, there's no doubt you've been fed countless highlight reels from so-called entrepreneurs or business owners who just claim how fabulous the hustle is, the grind is, being your own boss, flexibility in your schedule, chartering your own destiny. And while all of those things can definitely be amazing parts of owning a business, I'm here to bring you back down to earth and give you the harsh, cold reality of being a business owner. These are the lessons I learned in the thick of it of owning a business for several years, and this is a conversation that I wish someone had with me before I started a business. Hi, I'm Liz. I started and founded a craft supply subscription box, and I started and founded that for 5 years before selling it, and now I'm here to share my experience with you and maybe also work on another business. Alright, the first harsh truth, reality of owning your own business is that you will have to appease terrible customers and terrible audience. Anyone who comes across your business, you will have to appease a lot of them. And even when they're clearly in the wrong, clearly don't understand how things work. Some people have perceptions that businesses should be run perfect, that businesses are perfect, and when they're not, it's like the business owner is lazy or something, and it's just like they compare you to like a huge corporation with lots of resources and all of that, which is annoying. So yeah, I'm gonna stop this clip now. And a number of those people can be reasoned with. So if they're really frustrated about something and you explain to them, they'll be like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Thank you for explaining that to me. But a select few will just lose their fucking shit. Or they won't listen to you at all and just start off a conversation just completely already having lost their shit. And you'll have to deal with them. And there are these bad apples. I say a majority of my customers were wonderful people. Like I think I either got lucky or I just attracted a really good customer base because a majority of my customers were wonderful people. But every so often I had to deal and appease with these bad apples, and and I bent in ways to them that maybe I shouldn't have. Like I gave them the benefit of the doubt on things, like if they said their package was misdelivered, or if they wanted to return something, I would foot the shipping back, or I would basically change my customer service rules that I have on my website to appease them, so they didn't have to pay for shipping, they could return things in a wide window of time, things like that, or I just refund, no questions asked sometimes to get rid of some of these people. And so I bent in ways that maybe I shouldn't have, and so that's kind of the first harsh reality I learned as owning a business. Well, in this video that's the first one. I don't know if that's the first thing I learned, but anyway. Yeah, and on the plus side though, I was known for having really good customer service, being really reasonable, working with people, excellent customer service, but you do have to grin and bear a few bad apples. And the reason why I did this, and a lot of business owners do this, is the fear of bad reviews or the fear of bad press. So these people will turn around and leave a 1-star review because these people are very vocal, right? They're in your emails, they're in your DMs, just spouting all this stuff. They're probably likely, if you don't appease them, to leave a bad review. And that's just the fear of that was just usually overpowered me trying to fight back or try to reason with them in some situations. And maybe that was wrong of me. That's just how I handled things. That leads me to the but part of this first harsh truth, which is that sometimes a customer is just not worth it. Sometimes a customer is so unreasonable and has been in your emails for several times over several months, just trying to pull the same shit over and over again, whether that's taking advantage of a new customer deal when they're clearly not a new customer, trying to get freebies, trying to get free stuff, trying to say that their packages were misdelivered over and over again in order to get more product, stuff like that. And so sometimes for your own mental sanity as well as the bottom line. It is, you have to make the decision to cut your losses and let go of certain customers. And this is hard because, again, you fear that bad review, that bad press, but sometimes it's worth it. Sometimes you have to, and that's a hard decision you have to make as a business owner. And those are the kinds of hard decisions you learn you have to juggle as a business owner. The next harsh truth is that it is insanely hard to turn off being a business owner. Maybe it's just my personality, but there's this expectation of like how when you own a business, you're going to have all this freedom. You can make your own schedule. You can work as much or as little as you want. You don't have to show up at a certain time, blah, blah, blah. But I found that I traded a 40-hour work week for a 24/7 hour one. And I was just working constantly, and I could not turn off that part of my brain that was like a business owner. And those around me who care about me and who love me would tell me, you know, stop working on your business. Like, take a break, take a breather, go take a walk, do something not related to your business. But everything seems so dire, so all-consuming. I can't take a break. I can't even take a deep breath while I'm building my carefully constructed house of cards. I have to write an email to capitalize on this upcoming shopping holiday. I have to update social media lest I be forgotten. I have to post to Instagram. I have to talk to suppliers now because they're gonna go to bed soon, and then I'll have to wait a whole business day to work things out with them. I have to respond to customers because they've already been waiting too long in their emails. And there's this all-consuming guilt that you should be doing something, anything, to take your business to the next level. What if instead of taking this break, you could be working on the monumental project that pushes your business, accelerates the growth, and really gets things going? And that's just something that I grappled with the entire time that I owned a business. Oh God. Oh God. All right, quick pause. If you're reading this, no, not reading this, you're watching this. If you're watching this, let me know where you are in your business journey, whether you're thinking about starting a business, whether you're in the trenches, and if any of this is resonating with you, I'd like you to leave a comment with your experience so we can make this comment section a place for honesty. And also, you're not alone in this. A lot of us business owners have struggled with these things or are struggling with these things. So let everyone know where you're at, and I enjoy reading those. All right, this third one is probably the most heartbreaking for me, and it's something I still think about daily, and it's something I didn't think about before I owned a business, which is that when you monetize your passion or your dream into a business, it can destroy that passion. So for example, I loved crafting, and I still love crafting to this day. So when I started my business based on crafting, I would craft things in order to show potential customers and get my subscribers excited about the different craft supplies and things that they could make. But I spent a vast majority of my time on non-crafting activities. And then when I did craft for it, there was all this pressure to both complete it like as fast as possible, so that it was just a constant churn. I had to churn out crafts like I was fucking an elf in the North Pole or something. And I just had to churn them out, and I had to get them to look a certain way and to look good for the Instagrams and the social medias. And that just sucked the fun right out of it. So after selling the business, I didn't touch crafting for like a full year. And I even got rid of a ton of my crafting supplies. I sold a ton of my crafting supplies. I was like, I will never touch this stuff again. I just need to get rid of it. But I have gotten back into it recently. But it took a long time to re-find that joy, because I got so burnt out on that thing that gave me the fire, that spark that gave me the initial idea and push to start my business in the first place. All right, number 4 is that people will try to screw you over. Yep, I was the victim of several people and companies taking advantage of me, whether that was the malicious intent on their end in some cases, and also just them in some cases being so negligent to the point of them costing me a lot of money and not holding up their end of the bargain. And I lost tens of thousands of dollars on this, actually. Some might argue 6-figure loss, potentially. Seriously, yeah. So just be careful when you bring in people to your business, whether that's a co-owner, or a business partner, or contractors even. Things like any time you're relying on other people and there's that money exchange, just be careful. Err on the side of not trusting them. That was hard for me because I was a pretty optimistic person about people and other people in business. I felt that when other people have a business or they want to help you with your business, that they would have good intentions. And yeah, I ran across a lot of those people as well, and that was awesome. But not everyone has good intentions when they are when they have a business, when they offer a service, when they're doing work for you. Not everyone has good intentions. A lot of people are trying to capitalize on your naivety, or just bad contracts or things like that. So don't trust people too much. General tips I have, which is get everything in writing. Get fucking everything in writing, and if it's important and you have it in writing, get both parties to sign off on it. Make sure it's fucking in writing. I'm not a lawyer. All of this, I'm not a lawyer. For all of this video, I'm not a lawyer. Don't trust people's online reputation. Don't trust Google reviews. Don't trust other reviews. Don't trust fucking stupid ass articles about them that they probably paid to have written. Like, I would trust people who you know personally, either in real life or from running a business. If you've come across other business owners and you know them, trust word of mouth. Trust people who have actually used the service that you can talk to. If you are deciding to whether or not to partner with someone, ask them for references to people that they've worked with, and don't feel bad about this. If they are cagey about it and don't want to share references, that is a red flag. Yeah. All right. Last harsh truth, number 5. I did not realize how fucking burned out I would get. Yeah, this one needs a whole ass separate video, but you can probably see it in the other 4 truths where this came from. I lost my original passion. I was dealing with demand after demand after demand. I had an immense boulder of guilt for taking a fucking breather. Basically, I worked like 18 hours straight, and then I had someone telling me that I'm not working hard enough at the end of it. And so it was just really like shitty. And now that I have some distance from the business, I like to think about things I would do differently in order to prevent some of that pain, to prevent some of that burnout. And that brings me to my conclusion, which is, after hearing all these brutal, harsh truths, you might be asking, why the fuck would anyone do this? And that's the $1 million question. The obvious solution to avoiding a lot of these pains is to put money down. Money. A lot of the solutions are super expensive. Hire help. Just hire help for everything. Hell, just be a figurehead and hire someone to run your business for you. And for us normies, we're all just trying to figure it out. And by that I mean business, and I also mean life in general. I honestly don't have the answer as to if running a business will be worth it for you personally. That's something only you can decide. But I will say that your passion, your why for doing your business has to be so fucking powerful, has to be so strong that when you're ready to quit and give up, and when you're just really, really, really ready to throw in the towel and you're really low, you can pause, zoom out, remember that why for starting your business, and then reframe things and think about why you started the business and proceed with that in mind. And a lot of times that helped me out, because when I zoomed out and I looked at the why I started my business and I looked at everything I was doing, I was like, I'm making strides in my reason for doing this, and I'm doing things that will lead me to why I wanted to do this. When I was, when I had like hundreds of emails to respond to, and I zoomed out, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, there's a lot of people who are interested in this and who want to be creative, and hopefully I'm helping them. So that kept me sane a lot of the times. So the point of this video is not to discourage you, but it's to bring some reality, some honesty and transparency to owning your own business and entrepreneurship. If you've made it this far, that's crazy that I didn't scare you off. Subscribe for more honesty about business. And before you go, remember to leave that comment about where you are in your business journey and your experience. I'd really love to read them. And yeah, that's all. So, bye.